What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more of the Tragically Hip. And we're returning to the Yer Favourites compilation, 2005. Thank you again to Yvonne. And one of the 2 tracks remaining on disc 1 is Looking for a Place to Happen. I like the phrasing. Happen could mean different things. The essence of the action or activity is generalized, so it could fit with a number of different scenarios. But seeking a location, and that could be more literal and or conceptual, maybe both. Ultimately, it speaks to something that hasn't happened yet, but which there is a possibility for. It speaks to potential, but also, again, a correct or appropriate venue. So, again, there's a lot going on in the title, but there's all sorts of different directions it could go, which feels like there's been a few of their tunes so far where I've thought that about the title, that there's a lot that could potentially happen in one direction or another, but there's not necessarily a clear indication. And knowing that a lot of their songs are about historical events or processes, cultural phenomenon, interpersonal affairs, but with, some allegory or indeed some template or example, it feels like there's many things that could come from such a generalized title. Let's see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is the Tragically Hip, and it's Looking for a Place to Happen, though it's listed in the track listing for the compilation here as a remix, so perhaps this is a slightly reconfigured version than occurred on the album it comes from. But here we go, the Tragically Hip, Looking for a Place to Happen. Focusing on the guitar, and I just heard the bass pulsing underneath. I caught, which was very limited from the lyrics based on me not hearing all the lines clearly, though there were a few that I heard again and again. That line in the chorus about looking for a place to happen but making stops along the way, it feels like that's kind of a metaphor for life or an expression of what it's like, where you're always striving for something. Even people who have a whole lot or who are in a very comfortable position, you tend not to just become complacent and completely inert. You're still going forward, you're still trying to do things, you have new goals, new plans that come up. So you're always looking for a place for something to happen, but you're continuing to live in the meantime. Now that might not have anything to do with the song, but as that song or as that line came around it again and again, it felt like that's a really apropos phrase, that you continue to make do with what's here and what you can do and what you can accomplish, even if you continue to come up with new ideas about where you want to be, where you're going, or what's going to happen when you get there. A couple of the other tidbits I heard were just parts of lines, so I'm really not sure the overall direction of the song, but it feels like the phrasing, again, could be general enough that you could apply it in different places or in different scales in relation to different lives. And I've talked about that a lot over the course of doing music reactions for 2.5 years now. In that dialogue or lyrics are a dialogue, the person who wrote it may mean something very specific, maybe they mean something more general, it's a concept, it's a general idea, but they still have a certain set of understandings when they write it. But then when another brain hears it, naturally, completely understandably, that gets filtered through their own understandings, their own histories, their own life situations, and the way a certain line might have meaning is, at best, related to, but not identical to, the meaning of the person who wrote it. And there might be particular circumstances or people who hear a line that has very notable meaning to them that the person who wrote it may never have considered or might not have meant with what they wrote. So, yeah, again, that line in the chorus as it went around and around, it felt very profound, even if I'm not generally getting the essence of what's happening here specifically. Sonically, I love it. It's very much in the realm that I've come to know from them, which is that alternative rock meets folk rock type of Venn diagram. Some guitar work that has a bit of edge to it, but it's still very warm and welcoming. It's not, hard or wicked or shrill to the point where it's a more extreme style. It feels like a more inviting or accessible type of rock tune, but it has a bit of that down to the earth, we're out here driving through life. Indeed, it felt like the kind of song that you might hear in a montage sequence in a film, or indeed that you would listen to when driving around from different places to places over a longer extended period of your life. So yeah, sort of one of those soundtrack of life type of songs that you might put on a compilation among other tunes that have been accumulated and you've come to enjoy over years and decades. So again, that might not have anything to do with the meaning of the song, but it almost seemed like the song embodied that concept of continuing on, making stops, but still moving on a journey, still going toward an eventual destination that once you get there will be just another stop as a new destination becomes apparent. So yeah, ultimately I like Gord's singing. I like the way he hits the second or the final line of the chorus where he does a little of that shaky vibrato and then does the same thing but rises up with the second part of it. And the first time it came to me intuitively, I felt the vibrato, and then I was thinking that you might go higher, and as I thought that he did it, which is a cool moment, and then knowing that it was likely to happen again and again, it was I was looking forward to it each time the line came around. So once again, shout out to Gord, shout out to the Tragically Hip, shout out to Yvonne. Let me know what you think of this one, and I will see you next time. Peace.